It's Family Fun Friday, and I'm Dr. Cindy Burnett. Fridays are going to be the day where we post videos on fun things that you can do with your family to enhance your creative thinking skills. Now, I live in Buffalo, New York, and Buffalo is known for two things. Number one, chicken wings, and number two, snow. And we have a lot of snow here in Buffalo, and therefore we get a lot of snowstorms and snow days. Now, I love a good snow day just as much as anyone else does. And I love the feeling of surprise when you get that phone call and all of a sudden you find out you're going to be home all day in your pajamas and you watch videos, and probably by 11 o'clock, everyone's getting a little bit stir crazy with cabin fever. So, one snow day, we designed an activity, my children and my husband and I, called the Day of Surprises. And that's what today's activity is going to be about. So, for the Day of Surprises, everyone in your house will need a pad of Post-its and a Sharpie marker. The first thing you're going to do is brainstorm a list of all the things you can do in your household in 20 minutes or less. You're going to write one idea per Post-it with your Sharpie marker and post it up on the wall. Now, we're going to follow the divergent thinking guidelines. So just to remember what those are, number one, you want to defer your judgment as you're generating ideas of the things that you could potentially do. So if my daughter says, I want to do an American Girl doll party, my son can't say, yuck, I don't like American Girl dolls, we're not going to do that. If I say, we're going to clean the floors for 20 minutes, my kids can't say, oh, we don't want to clean the floors, because we are all deferring our judgment. Number two, you want to strive for quantity. We try to come up with at least 100 things that we could do in our family, in our household on these particular surprise days. So at least 100 ideas, strive for that. Number three, we like to build on each other's ideas. So if my daughter says, let's have a tea party, I might say, let's have a tea party where we are all dressed as characters from Alice in Wonderland. And finally, number four, you want to build on wild and unusual ideas, and you want to create those wild and unusual ideas. So if my kids say, I want to build a snowman inside of our house, of course, we have to say, no judging, okay, write that down and stick it up on the wall. As you can see behind me, these are the ideas we generated in our last snow day that I kept, and I'll share some of them with you. Build the tallest tower, clean out the junk drawer, oop, that one slipped, have a drawing contest, play popcorn basketball with a bowl, make snow angels, meditate, invent, make a stop motion movie, put our cat on our vacuum cleaner, write a thank you card, play one-word stories, read an old favorite book, crank up the heat and pretend we're in Florida. I hope that's one that we actually get. The next thing you're going to do is you're going to do convergent thinking, where you select the best ideas. Now, we have three criteria we're going to be thinking about as we select our ideas. Number one, it has to be safe for all members of your family. Number two, it has to include all members of your family. And number three, it has to be something that you can actually do in 20 minutes. Everyone gets 10 stars, or you can use stickers, and you're going to select 10 things that you would like to include in the bucket. So take a moment and give me a moment, and we're going to star some of our favorite things. Now you take all of the ideas that you starred and you fold them up and you put them into your bucket. And now is when the real fun begins. So then each member of your family will take turns selecting for the Day of Surprises. So let's just say my daughter pulls one out and it says, oh, yes, mommy's choice, clean out the junk drawer. So for 20 minutes, we clean out the junk drawer. Then my son comes along, he pulls one out and it says, play charades. And we play charades for 20 minutes. And that's how the day works. There are lots of ways to modify this activity. For example, in the summertime or on these long breaks that we have, it's nice to do it on things that you can actually do outside of the house. It doesn't need to be limited to 20 minutes. It can be, what are we going to do today? Let's go into our bucket of surprises. This particular activity builds on divergent thinking skills, convergent thinking skills, and tolerance of ambiguity. The tolerance of ambiguity piece is so interesting to me because the element of surprise can be fun, like let's go play charades or let's run around the house 3 times and then have hot chocolate. or it can be not so fun, like let's clean out the junk drawer. But no matter what, you're creating this element of surprise. I hope you enjoyed today's activity, Day of Surprises. If you like it, give it a thumbs up and make sure you subscribe to our station, as well as click on the bell for notifications. Have a great weekend.